Final update. My wife is doing everything she can to save her marriage that she destroyed by cheating on me. She cheated on me and had a child with her lover. Part 3. Turns out, you clearly cared for her deeply. Those feelings don't just disappear overnight. Your anger is hiding them for now, but once it fades, and believe me, it will, you'll realize there are still feelings you can build on, feelings that could help you restore your relationship and even make it stronger. That smile returned, and I wanted to hit him. It was time for him to experience a bit of his own medicine. I pointed to the picture on his desk. You have a lovely family, I complimented. How long have you been married? We're not here to talk about it's been 11 years, if I'm not mistaken. You married your childhood sweetheart right after college. You waited to have kids, and then little Ethan came along. Is he 9 now? That picture must have been taken a couple of years ago. How did you? He began to ask. But did you know your beloved Cheryl has her own secrets? I continued. Did you happen to know that when she claims to be at Pilates class on Wednesday afternoons while you're working, she's actually at the Motel 8 on Patter, having an affair with her personal trainer? That's utterly ridiculous, he stammered, though I could see he was having doubts. He looked very pale. Really? I said, pulling several photographs from the envelope. I laid the photos on his desk, one by one. They depicted a slender woman entering a hotel room with a young, muscular man. He had his arm around her waist, and they were looking at each other with affection. Next, I pulled out a DVD and placed it on his desk as well. There's also footage from inside the room if you want actual evidence of their activities. It's quite graphic, so I wouldn't recommend watching it. I made that mistake when I received my private investigator's report, and those images will haunt me for life. He looked as if he might be sick. Oh, and one more thing, I said. Ethan. He replied quietly. Please, God, no. I pulled a DNA report from the envelope. It seems the fitness instructor isn't the first. He might be too young to be Ethan's father, but whoever the father is, it's not you, I said softly. He stood up and rushed into what I presumed was a bathroom adjoining his office. I heard him retching loudly into the toilet. Do you understand now? I asked as he sank back into his chair, tears streaming down his face. He looked at me with empty eyes. Can you see the pain she caused me and why I need to remove her from my life? He nodded weakly. Good, I said, but there's one more thing you need to know. A look of dread crossed his face. Is there more? He asked, his voice filled with despair. It's all a lie, I replied. None of what I just showed you is real. As far as I know, your wife is as loving and faithful as you believed, and Ethan is indeed your son. But the photos? He questioned. Photoshop. It's amazing what you can achieve with some Facebook posts and a bit of effort, I replied grimly. If you had anyone competent examine them, they would confirm they're all fakes. I pulled more photos from the envelope to prove it. Here are the originals I used to create them. His face was beginning to redden, and I wondered if he was about to lash out at me. The DVD? He inquired. Blank, I replied. What about the DNA report? It's actually the DNA report regarding the cheating jerk's baby. I just altered the names and dates. He sat there, taken aback for a few moments as fresh tears began to stream down his face. Why would you do this? What did you hope to achieve by destroying my marriage and my life? He asked. That was never my intention. That's why I told you almost right away that it was all fabricated. I never wanted you or your family to endure any lasting harm. I just wanted you, for once, to truly grasp the pain I experienced, the feelings of loss, anger, and hurt. You felt it for a few minutes, I'm still living it. Your temporary suffering is my everyday reality. Now, being forced to sit here with that woman, listening to her talk about how she loves me and wants me back, means I have to relive this pain over and over again. There are laws against cruel and unusual punishment, why don't they apply here? I just want to move on, to try and salvage what little I have left and get on with my life. Why can't you and the courts allow me to do that? I collected all the documents from the table and put them back into the envelope. I'll leave this with you to dispose of, I said. I truly regret having to do this, but I needed you to understand. Then I left his office. Your Honor, I have the report from the court-ordered counseling that my client was required to attend. My lawyer spoke again to the judge. I have a copy, the judge replied gruffly. It seems the counselor believes that even after only 3 of the required 8 sessions, this marriage is beyond repair, and for the well-being of everyone involved, including the child, the best option would be to permit its dissolution. Yes, Your Honor. I request that you finalize the divorce as outlined in the petition. The judge fixed his gaze on me for a long moment. I focused straight ahead, avoiding eye contact. Granted, he finally declared, striking his gavel.